Yo, do you remember the dream life you built for yourself?
By the time you're 25,
Yeah. Let's all laugh at that together.
Now you're 30 something and you don't have the car,
The job,
the business,
the spouse, and feeling a little like a mess.
we're here to tell you you're still on track to that dream and doing just fine. I'm Beleza.
I'm Kiki.
I'm Gigi, and this is your podcast. Welcome.
Welcome to 30 and a Mess. Hey y'all, it's your girl Beleza, and on behalf of 30 and a Mess, thank you for tuning in for Got Me Working Day and Night Part 2. Hope you enjoy.
So speaking of promoting, are either of you interested in promoting in your careers?
No, I never cared.
Damn.
Why I never cared.
Came up in the room not caring.
He knows this. Now, God has opened so many doors. When I say I've gotten awards, I've been promoted, all that stuff, it's a blessing. But I always told Kiki, I'm here for the money. I'm not here to grow no business. I'm not. Now, as I automatically will do that on the way because I want to produce the best work that I possibly can produce. But that wasn't my goal. My goal was to get that check and use that to fuel my dreams. And that was always the goal. Now, in the midst, getting those promotions, and like that's why I said the strategy started. Let me move here. It actually was a 15% increase. Bet. Okay, I know 2 years after that I'm going to promote out and get more money. Bet. That's just helping me towards my dream. But it wasn't I want to promote because that is my goal and that is what's gonna fulfill me. It never did. Like, I don't care for the acknowledgments. The acknowledgments are cool, and I'm learning through my friends. I have to celebrate those awards and stuff like that.
Yes.
But for me, it was like, oh, I got an award. Dope. Push it to the side. Oh, I got an increase in pay. Push it to the side. It was just, I never talked about it. To Kiki's point, Kiki's probably the only one who knows. But like, what can I gain from it? What can I do with it? What can I grow from it? What am I learning? Can you teach me something? And I heard him talking about it on the side. So actually on our one-on-one, he was like, is there anything else you want to talk about? I was like, actually, I heard you talking about investments. I know nothing about investments. Can you help me? He was like, what do you want to know? And we took those business hours and he taught me about investing and Roth IRAs and what to invest in compared to what I'm interested in and things like that. That was very helpful. But that's what I've been using along my corporate life, was to find people benefit me and I can benefit them outside of my 9 to 5.
What about you, Kiki?
So this is where I'm a mess at. So for me, yes, I do want to promote for a number of reasons. One, promotion and getting more money.
Number one,
title.
I want to promote.
It's just a matter of just getting the title, because it's different from being just called an officer than, oh, I'm the assistant chief.
Yeah,
that's a difference in how you're respected. So just for the promotion aspect of it, yes, I want to promote. 2, the money, of course. I'm always looking to gain more money, because we do not, the state, people who work for the state knows you do not make enough money.
Yeah.
We do not get on pay. We do not get any of that stuff. And we do a lot. So just getting more money is another aspect. Also for me, yes, I want to promote, but I don't want to do the natural track that everybody does. So there's like a track that people go like, oh, once you're an officer, you automatically become a specialized officer. Then you become a trainer. Then you become an assistant chief. Then you become the chief. I don't want to follow that track plan. I'm trying to go into something different. And the beauty of my job is that they have different avenues of the job that you can go to and promote. The issue I'm having right now is I don't know if this job in particular is my passion, but I cannot tell you what my passion is in terms of working. So that's where I said, this is where I'm a mess, because I just want to promote because I can and I should. And that's what I'm supposed to do to get more money and get where I want to be. Also, I get trainings. Like, the more promotions I get, the more I'm learning different avenues and different things. Like, there's a job I can promote to and get tech knowledge, and I do nothing in tech. Why not promote there and get some tech knowledge? Why not go somewhere else and get some other type of knowledge? To her point, investing, I can probably promote somewhere else and learn about that stuff. So the good thing is my job has all those avenues, but do I want to stay for this department, this company? I don't know that yet. And I personally feel like if another opportunity comes along that makes sense for me, and it does not have to be law enforcement. Law enforcement was never my passion. I fell into it. So if it's not law enforcement, I'm okay with dropping everything that I built so far to go explore that avenue. But in terms of the job I'm at now, absolutely, I want to get more money. Absolutely, I want to learn more about it and use whatever knowledge I get and put that towards my job to make it better. Absolutely. Yeah. But that's with any job I get. I'm going to work on promoting and making it better.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was my fall. That was my fault because a lot of people didn't understand why I didn't want to promote. We can talk about that, but
let's get into it.
I feel like it made
it. Why don't you want to promote? Like what is that? Like
okay.
Because not a passion.
I'm not in government, I'm not in the government state lane. I'm in corporate, and in corporate, if you're working 40 hours now, you're going to be working 100 hours just for that 10%. And I'm already hustling and bustling for this position. That 10% probably is not going to make me as happy because now I'm going to be proving myself to you where my mindset is I'm dope regardless. I'm going to give 110% regardless.
Yeah.
So for that 10%, it may not necessarily mean much for me. And then I'm working 10 times harder just to get to the next level now, because that's, there's always a ceiling, but then you got to go to this, or you have to go to here. So my thing is like, this is how I'm going to work it. I'm going to find, what does this position do? Oh, maybe I'll go there. I'm like, but that's way out of your career path. It is absolutely. But I'm going to learn something, and I'm still getting paid what I'm getting paid. And another thing is, because I didn't chase promotions came to me.
Yep.
And but that's what I realized early on is that things that I didn't chase always came to me. So for me, I just let it flow, because I noticed my friends around me or my coworkers around me, the ones that wanted to get promoted so bad, they started stressing out. They started hating their job. They started hating people around them because they wasn't getting the promotions, or somebody else got a promotion. And I saw it. Other people would get promoted based off of connections as opposed to the work ethic. And so in corporate, I'm like, nah, that's not worth it. If I'm going to play the political game, I'm going to play the political game my way and still satisfy my managers. And you either see it or you don't, but I'm not going to kiss your ass to get it.
Facts.
So my mindset was, you fucked with me or you didn't.
Yeah.
Facts. And I also, not picking on yours, but adding to my own, I also get really bored in my jobs. I don't know if you guys do, but for me, after about a year and a half, especially if I have to do the same thing over and over every day or similar, okay, I need to move. I need to do something else.
And it's a good playoff, but that's how I ended up getting promoted, because I'm like, all right, then I'll take on more stuff. Because now I'm bored doing what I'm doing. What used to take me 5 hours, now taking me 2. All right, now I have extra time.
Right.
But I'm not going to go and add 5 hours.
Exactly.
Let me fix this first. And now that I got time, what's up? Yep. And that's how I always work. So they'll be like, do you want more work? No, not now. I'm cool. Doing this and you're doing that. I was like, yeah, but I'm doing it on my time instead of you pushing me to do more when I'm just trying to get this together.
Yep. You know it's time to go when people start recognizing, like, oh, it's so well. Yep, time to go. That means I perfected this. And I perfected it enough that I'm really good at it. And for some people, that's all they need. Like for some people, it's like once they get really good at something, they're willing to stay there because they're good at it. Me, the way my brain works, I have to keep pushing. Like I'm a forever student. I am a forever student. So once I master one thing, or at least I feel like I got it to the point of a good rhythm, I'm like, all right, what's the next thing I need to learn?
What we got to do?
Because I can't just stay here and do this for 30 years.
Yeah.
Doing the same thing for 30 years.
I don't know how people do it.
I don't know.
I don't know how they do it.
I have no idea. But I'm like, I'm not going to do this for 30 years. It's either y'all going to promote me and have me do something else, or I'm gonna end up leaving and doing something else. But I get bored. And that's also something that's different with our generation versus with the way our parents grew up.
That's true.
My family stayed in jobs for 20 to 30 years, and that was the goal. Like, okay, I'm doing the same exact thing every single day for 30 years until I retire. No. How? How? You're waking up Monday through Friday to do that same thing every day?
I noticed I'm not in a position more than 3 years.
Same. Like I've noticed after 2 years of every position I've had, I either gotten promoted or I got a new job. Yeah. Not saying that that's good, because resumes do be looking like, why are you jumping around? But I like, even when I've stayed at the same job for 4 years, I was in different positions within the 4 years. It wasn't the same position.
Exactly.
So, but that was something else. Like I was like, I get bored very easily, and that's I've noticed that with myself. I'm Kiki and I have a problem.
For me, For me, promoting it, I do want to promote, and I think I wanted to promote because I do like feeling like, yeah, I got the hang of this. I'm ready for the next level. Like I like that, but I also don't chase promotions either. To add to Beleza's point, like literally for me, like I'm good with being in my position. I get really thorough at it, and then before you know it, somebody else notices that, oh my goodness, like she's so good at this position. I want her to train the next manager, and I want her to move up. That's how I've always maneuvered through my little career. My little career I got going on. But
we always got to add little in front of
a little career I got going on. I'm saying, but I'm not interested in staying in the same place. I'll tell you that. Like it's not like I don't wake up every day like, man, I can't wait to stay in this same position. Like I'm not signing up for that. But it's so interesting because even when I promote within my working for the federal government, like when you promote, you still have to interview. And a lot of these companies, like the way that their interview process is, it is a hot ass mess. Like you think 30 is messy? Like check out these interviews. Like yo, it's so wild because like they'll interview you as a group for one of the interviews, and then you'll come back and it'll be like a one-on-one, and then you come back and it'll be like, oh, the other applicant turned down a position. Are you still interested? Like, why would you tell me that? Like, why would you tell me you call me back because somebody else canceled?
Like that's not helping me.
That's not helping me.
So you didn't pick me.
So like, how do you think, like, what do you think about the interview process, or how do you interview for promotions?
I love interviews. I love interviews. Now doing them, I hear another story, people who do interviews, but I love doing interviews because I'm like, you're going to get the best of me.
That's it. That's all you're going to get.
You going to send your representative?
And I think that's why I love interviews, because I send the representative, but now I send me. So I would say the last 5 or 6 that I've interviewed for, positions that I've interviewed for, has been me. And they'll say, they're like, well, how do you like, you know, if you're dealt with a project that you have to stay late night? I'm like, to be honest with you, it's probably something I'm not going to like, but I'm going to get it done.
Yep.
And I'm not just saying that to say it. I'm gonna get it done because of this. And I'll list out why I want to get it done and what I'm passionate, why I'm gonna get it done.
Yeah.
But I was like, but if you're gonna ask me if I'm willing to stay, who's really willing to stay? But I think because I show my personality, they're like, oh, she's a real person.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of times people send their representatives, but they don't even know what they're sending.
Thank you. Thank you, Melissa.
At all.
It's like, what did you send?
Did you talk to yourself? Did you talk to yourself before you sent the representative? And that's where people fail. I think that's where people fail in the interviews, because they want to do so good and they want to be politically correct. And I'm like, you're probably not going to get the Webster Dictionary from my interview, but what you are going to get is true authenticity.
Yep.
Because I need you to understand this is what you're working with every day.
Exactly.
Because if I send you my representative and that representative don't show up one day, it's going to be a problem. I don't got time for that. I told you, I have a strategy, but I need for me to be in the building for my strategy to work. But I love interviews because it's like, let's go. What you got? Because they always trying to trip you up in interviews, and so
they be trying. They be trying
to get you. Yes, it's the same for me. I honestly just ditto to what Melissa stated, because all the interviews I've done have always been panels. I bring myself to it. Like I always give my personality to it, just because, like she said, this is who's coming to work.
Yeah.
Like who I am is who's coming to work. It's not to say that I don't be nervous in interviews, but being nervous is good. You know, it means that you really want it.
Yeah.
So I go in there, I try to answer the questions to the best of my abilities based off of my experiences, but I really give my personality. Like even in the last interview I've done, like, I mean, I think I could be good for this job. I have to apologize, like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that. But you know, it's just like that's what they like to see, like just what is your personality? Who are you? I just try to keep it 100% authentic. I try to answer the questions 100% authentic. And that's exactly who's going to show up to work if you decide
Yeah.
You know, but it's better to show yourself in the interview process, because even while you're interviewing, as you're asking you certain questions, you will start to see like, oh, I don't know if I really will want this job.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like now that I'm hearing what it is, you'll start to be like, I don't know if I really want to do this, or, oh, you know what, this is a great fit for me. So it's always better to bring your authentic self to the interview. Now, interviewing, it is harsh out here in this world.
Man, don't nobody want work.
Nobody want to work. Nobody coming to interviews correctly. Like, still bring your best self, but people come in like, it's not even nerves. It's just like they didn't
even try. Like, listen, you want me or not?
Right, pretty much.
I got the job or not.
Like you said, what representative did you bring? Like, did y'all have a conversation?
Did you know what you were interviewing for?
Right.
So, like, for me, I like the interview process as well. But for me, it takes a lot of pressure off of me when I think about, do I want to work for this company? Is this company going to be a fit for me? And I like interviewing the company back because I like to ask questions about, like, things that they have posted on their site or, like, their, like, what they got going on or what's their mission. Like, I like asking them personally because you can have your mission posted up on your site, but your people who are working for you might not know that mission and might not be aligned with that mission. So you always have to like be able to ask those questions. So yes, 30 in the messers. I'm telling you right now, when you go out for these interviews, you better make sure you grill these companies. You need to make sure that people that you're working with are not just like these figureheads, like they don't know what the hell is going on. They don't even know their own job. Like, because when you get there and they don't know their job, they'll try to put their task onto you. And because you're new to the company, you think it's a part of your job. And before you know it, this person making scot-free money on your back.
That's another thing. Ask personal questions. Don't just ask about the company, but ask questions, because then like, okay, this person has a family at home. This person literally has a cat.
But not too personal, because some questions, too personal questions is a bit much.
No. It's more so like,
So how do you balance work life? Like, what's the work life balance like? Like those kind of questions?
Work life balance, or tell me a little bit about you. How long have you been with the company?
Okay. Yep. Those questions are good.
Of course, streamline it in a professional way, but whatever they end up giving, make sure you make note of that, because if you have somebody who doesn't really have family, they'll probably be at work way more than someone who does. Not saying that happens all the time, because there's people with families that want to stay away from their families. It will tell you a lot if they would be your boss or not. Ask questions like that. Like, what is your position here? Feel the vibe. Just like if you're on a first date or if you're out with friends and you're making new friends, like, are they somebody I would hang out with again? Meaning, are they somebody I want to work with again?
Yep. Yes. And you always want to ask those questions to fit your work-life balance too, because to her point, if you are somebody who are trying to get this job, but you have a child that you have to pick up every single day, you need to make sure that the hours are corresponding with the time that you have to get your child. So you
or their flexibility,
or are they understanding that? Hey, do you guys do it where I can take my lunch later in the day or lunchtime during a certain day? You have to ask those questions. You know what I mean? Because that's the way that you can see if you're really truly a good fit, or if this company is really a truly good fit for you. Because honestly, the older I'm getting, the more I need that job to warp around what I got going on.
For real.
Versus when I was younger, I was like, I'll take anything. Like, I just need some money.
Right. Like, my check
you showed up like, y'all paying money? Y'all paying actual US dollars? Then I'll take it.
Right. Well, you take anything right now. But as you get older, it really does have to match up to work-life balance. Like, even for me right now, with me having to, me about to get married next year and maybe starting a family, that's a big reason why I'm kind of like, I might want to stay in this job because I have the flexibility. If I go to a different job, they may not give me flexibility if I decide to have a family.
You got to start coming into the office, like, you have to.
Yeah.
There's a difference between having to and having the option to.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So those are things you want to ask in those interviews as well.
Yeah. And it's so interesting because like now we're talking like coming into a company, but once you're with a company for a while, you start to see their shit, right? Like you start to see like everything they do. Like you see how like they recommend. You start to see. Yeah, you start to see how they reprimand people or how they reward people. And like, what are your thoughts on that? Because I got something to say. Like that dude that worked for that company for 27 years. Do you know how bad I would have turned a table if they would have gave me that little knapsack bag that they gave that dude that was like 27 years old? I mean, he was there at the company, for 27 years with no days off. He didn't take no days off. He didn't miss no day. For 27 years, and they gave him like a pack of gum. They gave him like
a rope book bag.
This not even like a sturdy one with no structure.
They gave him like some nonsense. They gave him one gift card to the movie theater. It wasn't even
one
like
gift card.
2 tickets. Like, so he can bring somebody else. They gave him like one.
Everybody burger will be burnt for that night. You hear me? I'm burning everybody food.
You want to burn the company down?
No, I'm not gonna burn the company down. I ain't trying to go to jail for vandalism. I'm just trying to, leave a bad taste in everybody's mouth. Just like they left him with a bad taste in his mouth. Like, that's so disrespectful. But I'm so happy that, they did raise like over $300K for him.
Yes.
But what do you think about how
he retired?
And he retired? Thank goodness, because that company.
No, I'm saying hopefully he did.
I hope if y'all know, if any of y'all know what happened with him, let us know, because
please let us know.
Hoping that was enough money for him. Well, it's never enough money, but I hope that he did leave the company, because that was ridiculous.
I know his feet was like, thank you God if he did leave that company, because he's standing up all day for 27 years with no day off.
Absolutely.
But anyway, what do you think about these companies, how they reprimand people and how they reward people? Like, or I don't know how your company does it.
All right. So for my company, I think my company does a decent job compared to a lot of companies out there. For one, we bonus out bi-quarterly.
Oh, that's nice.
We bonus out like the whole company.
But what's the bonus amount? Like, what you mean? What does that mean?
Now that is
because if you're gonna give me $3.50,
so majority of the company bonus out based off of your salary. Well, what you're making, your salary pay or base pay, and it's a percentage. So the percentage, depending on what it is, it's usually between 3% and 4%.
Okay, which
isn't too bad, but they do tax it. Unless, y'all go behind and like don't tax nothing and all that stuff. Tax me because I don't want to own nothing.
Thank you.
I'd rather get a refund check than me having to pay you.
Thank you.
But everyone's different in their situation. Now, the merchandising team, for the merchant, they get paid off of their salary, but their percentage is different. And they all make 6 figures. So their percentage is usually between like 10 and 20%.
In the easy
of their 6-figure
salary.
But
why? Why don't you get the same 3%?
That's on the low end. 10% on the low end.
That's somebody's whole salary.
No, for real. Like, you can go out and buy like a whole whip. Like
that's crazy.
You can make guapo. And that's why a lot of people want to be merchants. I don't, because again, the money and the stress level is just not worth it. It's not worth it. Now, can I be one? I can work towards that, but now I'm straight.
What about reprimanding? How do they reprimand the job?
Oh yeah, even the rewards. I'm still not done. Like, if you're at like a 15 years, 20 years, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Their rewards, I guess it's pretty dope. Depending if you're there like 5 years, 15, 20, they'll give you like extra vacation days. You get like a whole gift card and stuff. And then there's also a program, if I like what you're doing, Bonner, and I'm like a manager or something, I can give you an award. There's like different awards. There's like a bronze, gold, and then also you get paid in your paycheck. And those are the little tiny rewards. So I'm like, yeah, they're pretty good. Getting reprimanded, it's not really a thing. I kid you not. There's somebody who doesn't come to work. They don't come to meetings. They're still working, and they've been working like that for like the past 3 years. And people are like,
she's like, what y'all gonna do about that?
Like, there's a saying in my company, like, you would have to do something very foul to get fired. Like, you have to be very foul to get fired. That's how many chances you get. But it's also such a good work company that everybody works pretty much well with each other. But you really would have to like sleep with another senior management and somebody finds out about it. And so they have to kind of let you go.
That's a job, fraternizing?
No. You can fraternize, but you can't wild out on it.
What is wilding out on it?
I've heard stories.
What's wilding out?
Stories. Y'all, please don't go on my link. I'll leave it there because somebody can easily so we'll leave it there.
Very interesting, because now I'm intrigued.
But Lisa, now you got me leaning in closer to the mic.
I haven't
closer. I'm trying to hear some more. I said you got me leaning in closer to the mic now.
Right. You eating popcorn. She over here eating popcorn like what is that?
No, the goldfish.
They goldfish. My bad. It's not popcorn.
That's so funny.
But yeah, please don't. Just don't, y'all. Just don't. But nah, it's what I'm saying is I haven't seen it where like, they're late 3 times or 5 or 6 times and now they're on the chopping block or something like that. Even to money, because again, I was in merchandising. I was over $800 million department. And like you're pretty much gambling money. So sometimes you make a bad call, or sometimes you hit the wrong button when you're trying to send something to clearance. But it's more so lesson learned, don't mess up again. And usually you don't. but
interesting.
You don't get like a red on your
like a mark on your report card.
But you definitely get spoken to.
Interesting. For us, it's a write-up system, but I do think it changes depending on which office you're out of, because every chief does something different. But it is a write-up session. So like the first thing you do, you get a coaching session, which is like a verbal. The second one is your first write-up, which once you get a write-up, you cannot promote or move for a year. You're stuck at that office for a year and you cannot promote for that year. Then if you get 2 write-up, same thing. Third write-up is termination. I will say that I work for the state and I work in law enforcement, so you would really have to do some crazy stuff to really just get fired. It does take a lot to get there, get to like being written up constantly and stuff like that. I do think it takes a lot, but I also, the same thing, I feel like it depends on chief to chief, honestly. Rewards, we ain't got them. There's no
if it's in the budget, maybe.
I hate to say it, it's no real reward system. Like, we don't get no pay, we don't get no extra pay for stuff that we do, we don't get bonuses. We, they do hold award ceremonies every year for like top sworn officer, top non-sworn officer stuff, so that I guess that would be like the recognition portion of it. But there's no actual like, oh, we're gonna, like, y'all did so good that we're gonna give you a percentage of pay, or you could get this much time. It's like there's none of that going on. Like, no. Like, but honestly, with the job, I think they're what they're saying is, with the balance of work and life and you creating your own schedule and doing your thing, that's the reward in it. You could just whatever schedule you want, and that's all you get. To me, that's not enough.
It's not enough for anyone.
For all that we do, it's not enough.
That's some lazy
like
shit.
A certificate award.
But that's why I said the annual award ceremonies. That's the recognition. Other than that, you really got to your own like for me, I recognize when I do good work. That's amazing. Like I'm glad for that. But it'd be nice to get a percentage in my check every once in a while. Or something.
Kiki, remind me, just to add to whatever percentage we get, we also get stock options. Like I stated before, you don't technically have the write-ups, but people are watching and learning. They're hearing and they talk. So don't think you're going to get that promotion if you out here acting up.
Right.
I will say that's how such and such acts about you. You not getting that recommendation.
Right. And for my, I will say this. I went into this job knowing that there's no reward system and stuff like that, just because the one thing they say about law enforcement is that, they pay you for your death. And I know that sounds crazy to a lot of people, but they stack our benefits. They really stack our benefits. I would have great retirement. They give me like 4 different retirement options that are all streamlining at the same time. So if I make it to retirement while in law
when you make it to retirement, don't be.
No, I said if I make it to retirement, because I don't know if I'm gonna stay in this job in particular.
Okay. I'm the one who got.
Not that I'm gonna die before that. You trying to kill me, y'all?
That's my bad.
But,
I messed up.
When I make it to retirement, I will have a great retirement package. But if something was to happen while I was working this job, my family will be great. They will pay my family very nicely. But in terms of me actually 30 years, I'm not seeing that money. I'm not going to see that money. I'm not going to see those rewards. Until I'm done with working. So that's the given. But that going into law enforcement, like that's the whole point. They stack your retirements, they stack your benefits. They make sure your family they'll give your family the rewards. Like one of our friends passed away due to COVID, and her mom got this big plaque for her, and like it was a beautiful plaque and all that stuff, and that's something that she probably would have never seen. Like I have to say, she would have never seen that. But that's just the reality of working like law enforcement and stuff like that.
So my recommending system is just like Kiki's, because federal government, they try to give people a chance, like to retrain, like try to make them correct themselves. And then for the reward, there's barely any reward. Like they always say, if it's in the budget or if we have the money, then we can do it. But usually they don't be having the money, or they be telling us they ain't got the money. I don't know which one it is, but the reward system could be a little bit better. Like if I worked for a company for 27 years, I would want something big. Like you go ahead and retire me and then pay for like 6 months at a vacation somewhere, or like something that I really enjoy, like whatever my passion is at that time. Like you just pay for 6 months worth of it. Like I think that would be a dope, like thank you for your work, your hard work. What would be an award that you would look forward to?
A car.
You want your company to get you a car?
You get a car. You get a car.
Well, I will say my past jobs, if you got the highest award, it would be like 3 high awards. You get now put into a little ticket thing, and if they pull your name out, you get to ride. I think it was like a Lexus or something for a whole year, gas paid and everything.
Oh,
the gas paid, everything paid.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
For a year, you got to give it back, but yeah.
They offer that now at your job. You're saying?
My past job.
Oh, at your past job.
One of my past jobs.
That's
they
dope.
have award ceremony, like you said. They have award ceremony, and then it's the top award recipients that get the opportunity to get raffled out, and they do the raffle that day.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. And then they have the car there and everything. Oh,
I know if I see that car, that's gonna make me more excited.
Like, want the award, that makes you work hard. Like, maybe all year you won't really get as recognized, but that award ceremony was life. I love that award ceremony.
For me, honestly, I would say what Melissa's getting would be lovely. Like, honestly, if I got even if it was a cost of living percentage every single year, I'd take that. Yeah. If I got stock options, I'd take that. I think even your benefits is great in terms of like them offering therapy for free for you guys and all these things. I would love those type of things. I think those would be great reward systems for us throughout the years for all the hard work we're already doing. Yeah. And shoot, if you guys take that away from some people that ain't doing ish,
right?
Take that away from the people that's not doing nothing.
And I tell people all the time, I was like, y'all other companies and what they don't do for their employees. Like, people will complain about my company, but I'm like, this company's type dope compared to a lot of companies I've worked for. But you don't know where you at until you're there.
And or you don't know what you're getting until you're gone. Because even for like my job, the people that constantly complain about it, like I said, I've come from a job where I had to go in Monday through Friday. Every single day, 9 to 5:30. Could not leave, could not take time. It was hard. Woo! So for me to come from there to a job that gave me an office, that gave me flexibility with my own time, I'm not getting paid that much. I'm gonna say that, but they gave me that. That was a big thing for me. That was a different outlook on life, because that even though I'm stressed, I'm not as stressed as I was when I was doing that 9 to 5. So the grass is not always greener, but you and talking about, well, how would you like to be rewarded? Let me get what Melissa's getting. Give me your bonus every year. Give me some benefits. Give me some more benefits while I'm living, while I'm walking through this.
Complaining, y'all. I'm definitely.
And you will get a harder worker at that. If I got all of that, oh my God, I would not complain about my job at all.
Big facts.
I will never complain about the job if they was giving me all of that. I'm the word skipping.
Nah, I don't think that's the case, because we're humans. Like we're designed to complain.
Yeah, I mean, you're always gonna want more.
Not just want more, but we're designed to complain, man. Like we're gonna complain about some shit. Can you believe she left the copy printer open?
Girl, I wouldn't even complain about that.
I complain about something.
I complain about that.
Surprisingly, and again, y'all, please don't look where I work at, but like some of my leadership complain 10 times more than they should be. And they be like,
that's what I'm saying. They're going to figure out something.
I got to do it. Right. There's like, you're not upset about this. I have to do it, right? Like, can I go into VP's office and tell them I don't want to do it? Well, no, I'm going to get it done.
Yep. Same thing for me. Like, if I'm in the office, right? No, but that's the same thing for me. Like, if I know I have to work the office that particular day, and like, let's say somebody who's not working the office will call me and be like, hey, do you mind just doing X, Y, and Z? Sure, that's no problem. Somebody else might complain and be like, no, make them come in and do all that. For what? I'm working already. I'm already here. I'm already here. That's the whole point of the teamwork. I'm already here. I'm already working this day. I'll go ahead and get it done.
I'm gonna knock it out.
What y'all complaining?
And then it'd be the ones who complain with you. They'll turn around and say you was complaining about something else.
Yes.
Like, nah, you're not gonna catch me.
All you did.
All you did was add one little
comma. All you did was add one little comma to their statement. All of a sudden, it's your complaint. You be like,
you're right.
I didn't even say that.
Now I may call Kiki and Gigi and say something right quick.
True.
Not with my coworker. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't be playing that game either. I don't be complaining. I'd be like, well, maybe they just doing the best that they can, because sometimes they complain about each other. And I'm like, well, you know, this person might be dealing with this. They're just doing the best they can. In my head, I'd be like, they lazy
and also,
ass.
and also, my relationship with them is not your relationship with them.
Right.
That's so
just
true.
because they get on your nerves don't mean they get on mine.
Exactly.
That's
and
true.
I don't allow them to get on my nerves.
Exactly.
That's so true. Like, do you take time to like see where you measure up compared to your friends?
Honestly, yes.
You do?
Absolutely. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because I don't have the freedom to move the way I feel my friends do. And therefore, I always, like I said, I always feel like I'm behind the curve. I'm behind the ball. When it's time to go on vacations, these friends' vacations, and do things like that, I cannot do that because I don't have enough money to do it constantly, or I have other things that I have to focus on. So yes, I measure my job up to that my job is not good enough because I don't have the luxury or the freedom to move in that capacity.
Yeah.
So for me, yes, absolutely. I compare myself in that aspect to my friends all the time. All of my friends, even the friends that have really good jobs, but they can't move either. Still, to me, I'm like, but you're making so much more money. And if you just, you could just take the time off and go do that. Even if I took the time off, I still can't move in certain capacity. Yeah. So that's the way I look at it. So for me, yes, I do measure myself up in that aspect.
Do you, Beleza?
I'm gonna say yeah.
Okay.
But in a different way. For me, maybe it is the same way. But I'm looking at people who don't have 9 to 5s. My friends that don't have 9 to 5s. Okay. Those are the ones I'm comparing, which in retrospect, I shouldn't, because they don't have a 9 to 5. They're actually doing other things. And for me, it's not what they're making. Like some of them, they're making a lot of money. They're in the millions, right? But others, they're not in the millions, but just to see their freedom. Yeah. Just to see their freedom is what I want to strive for. So that's kind of how I look in comparison. But for everyone, all my friends, it's more so like, damn, yo, that's dope. I couldn't do it. Like for Kiki, that's so dope. I feel like great teacher. I tell her that all the time. She trains well. Her patience level, I had to get there, but she had it when she was like 24.
I can sell it on Amazon. Y'all need it.
You need to.
They got that on Amazon.
Send us the link when it's ready, because man, like I had to get there, but I've always admired about her throughout her growth in her jobs, because I was like, dang, I gotta get there. Like, you can't let that bug me, or that, you know what, that humbles me. You know what I'm saying? That humbles me, that other people doing their jobs that I necessarily don't have to worry about, or there's purpose I get that they don't. So it's more of a humbling, but I'm envious of those who don't have that 9 to 5.
So I don't really measure myself up to my friends. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna front like I do. But people that I see like on Instagram, or like I see on like what's that other thing called, TikTok, or like or Facebook. I try to measure myself up to them, because I know it's a facade. I know it's just like what they show you. They only show you one side, but I like that one side that they're showing, and I'm interested in achieving it.
That's fair.
And for me, I don't feel bad for where I am, but I feel hopeful for where I could go. Like it's not competition for me. It's more like, oh, it's motivation. Like, oh my God, like that's amazing. They got to do that. Like I'm gonna do that. I compare myself to like associates as well. Like people, for example, Jules. I don't know if you guys know Jules. She used to go to UConn, but she was only there for like the first year. But she literally left school. She had a child young, and her, like the way that God has carried her to where she is in her career field now makes me so happy and excited that she did not let her circumstance or what she was going through at such a young age impinge who she is today. Like it's beautiful. She's like married. She has like her other kid. Like it's a beautiful family. She's making bank. She's always blessed. And I love that. Like that right there for me is like very motivational. But I don't measure myself to that. So if I don't meet the same level as the people that I measure myself up to, like the associates and people I see on Instagram, it doesn't really matter to me. Like I don't really care about that. Like, does it matter to you? Like if you don't measure up to your friends, like what do you feel about that? Like,
I don't think it matters to me. It doesn't really matter to me, because I think that's what makes us dope as friends. What I lack in, you got. So I don't have to depend on me for that.
Yes.
Got it. So I don't have to worry about that. Or, you have this talent, so let's find a way to get together. And even if we don't, when it's a vibe, like when we're all hanging out, game night, partying or something like that. Like I know, oh, Gigi gonna be there. Oh, I'm gonna have a good time.
I'm gonna have a good time. Yes.
I know I'm gonna laugh at least twice, especially if I have a horrible week. I need that laugh. Like you never know the laugh you need until you start hanging around your friends that you're like, yo,
yes.
So dope. But I think that comparison to what Kiki was saying and you, Gigi, like, yeah, you know, I know it's a facade, but I want that. It's just more so like it's that happiness. It's the happiness that hits you in the head. Like a lot of times my friends,
I don't know. Really, Clyde? What's his name again? Allison? What's his name? It was Clyde. What is his name? Cooper.
I might leave this part in just because.
It's not a mess that we don't have a mess.
Really, Cooper? He has something to say too. He's like, yeah, I don't compare either. That's what he said.
Got nothing on me.
We adding a new host to the podcast, y'all. His name is Cooper.
Shout out to April. April, don't come looking for no royalties, though.
He barking at nothing.
I told you, Cooper added to the conversation. He don't care.
He's like, what's up? But I think like a lot of people like, well, you know, you have that freedom. You don't have a family, or you can move the way you want to. I was like, yeah, but you have the family that I love. Like family to me.
Yeah, I love family too, and I don't.
You got the 2 kids. You knocked them out.
Yeah,
now I gotta worry about that in my 30s, like
30s in my 40s, looking like the 40s, really.
Dear future hubby.
They're like high school kids about to graduate, like
right. Dear future hubby, if you listening, come pick me up. The streets is wild.
Right. But I always say, I was like,
pull up on me.
Right. And just to piggyback, for me, it doesn't matter either that if I mess with my friends. It's nice to see it. Like she said, you know, of course I'm like, dang, I wish I got that.
Yeah.
But you know, their journey is not my journey.
Right.
And their happiness is not what's gonna make me happy.
Yeah.
So, you know, of course I would want certain things in the moment, but I'm also working towards something greater for myself. Yeah. So once I get to that level of freedom that I'm trying to achieve. But I want that slice of happiness I see on the gram and all that. Of course I want that slice of happiness.
I got a crush like on one of the guys on the gram. Well, no, 2 of them. I got 2
Shoot
crushes.
Your shot, sis.
I shot my shot at one of them. He shot me down so hard, girl.
Oh no!
Well, not hard. He was gentle, but I had to accept the fact that he said he's not looking for a relationship. And when he said that, I always add the end of these statements with me, like with you. Like I always add that at the end, because any guy who's not looking for a relationship, if he find the one he want to be with, he gonna be looking for a damn relationship. Like
that's facts.
Oh, you're right.
That's facts.
You're right.
But anyway, you know, like when it comes to like jobs, like I feel like the government has a lot of power with making like these different rules and regulations that we have to amend by. And then with those rules and regulations, sometimes it's hard for people to like meet that. And like the job market post Panoramic has changed so significantly. Like I feel like, well, I don't know, maybe I'm just like making up in my head, but do you feel like the government is making all these rules and regulations and forced things so that the workers can kind of like rely on them more?
Absolutely. I think the Panorama, to your point, was the perfect example of the government trying to control things. If you don't get vaccinated, you may lose your job. Yeah. Now that's not on the company no more. Now it's on the fact that the United States say, like, I can't help that. You're gonna get vaccinated or not. Or okay,
and there's still a shortage. Every career field has a shortage. Yes.
And then or start going back to the office, because again, that came from the government too. So now that gave company leverage of come back into the office. We know that this has been working, but come back into the office because then we said so.
Absolutely.
Wow.
There's nothing else to say. That they literally set everything up so that we have to rely on them, or we have to move the way they tell us to move. They say jump, we have to jump. That's the way everything is set up.
It's just like, make it make sense. How does that make sense? Like, I think government should think about, if it's government assistance, it's just government assisting you're assisting like
the people.
It's like, if it's government assistance, then it's just government assistance, period, point blank, the end. It's not give me a stimulus and then raise the gas price, raise the housing price, raise the food price, raise the prices for formula, get rid of formula, make a shortage for cars, go ahead and make a shortage for tampons. You know what? While you at it, go ahead and make a food shortage. Like, what the hell is happening, bro?
That's not how
like the government like, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you right now. but you about to suffer. You want to get help or you want to suffer? Which one you want? I'm like, either way, I'm gonna be suffering. I'm gonna suffer now or suffer later is the question.
They stressing us out, Gigi. They stressing us out.
But stressful.
So now that we have hashed out all of that stuff, like what did we learn? Like what are our takeaways from this conversation that we have about 9 to 5s and like where we stand with the government and, you know, everywhere we are in our life as 30 and a messers?
Well, if I was to clean it up, I would just say, do what's going to make you happy, period. Like, honestly, like,
do you, boo-boo?
For some people, the 9 to 5 life works for them. For some people, they want a lot more freedom in terms of like, nah, eventually I'm gonna have to go get my own business because I can't do this, you know. And for some people that is, you know, just kind of just maneuvering however they want to maneuver. Maybe it changes. Like, yeah, right now I'm okay with freedom, but if I get a family, I really would want that 9 to 5 so I can have benefits, or, you know, just kind of shifting things based off of your life. But don't think that one way is the only way to live.
Yeah.
Like, for us, 9 to 5 seems a little bit more outdated, but for somebody else, it's perfect for their situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am going to kind of go a little bit into details and off the rig from what Kiki said. Yeah, you can do what makes you happy, or you can strategize.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I strategize. Do I want a 9 to 5? Absolutely not. Absolutely. I think we've made that very clear.
Yes.
How do I get out? Right? What's going to be, how am I going to get the skill sets that I do need to move to wherever I'm trying to do or what I'm trying to do. For people who want to do the 9 to 5, interview skills.
Yes.
Work on your resume skills. Go to YouTube, figure it out. I know a lot of people don't want to pay for stuff, but if it's going to help you make an extra 10, 15% than what you're making now, go to a resume builder.
Yep.
We got a few that can assist.
I think Google got a free resume building.
Another thing I will tell y'all, don't be afraid to pay for expertise. Know what your strength is and work on your strength. Yes. Understand your weaknesses because people will ask you what it is. But know your strengths so you can work off of that. All right?
And work on your weaknesses too. Improve your weaknesses.
So it can no longer be a weakness, but understand what they are at least, because once you understand it, you'll realize you gotta work on it. My biggest weakness was being late to work. And I had to work on it a lot, every day.
Because you didn't want to be there. That's why you was late.
She just didn't want to be there.
I didn't. But because I was such a great worker, I didn't get reprimanded. And I could have been written up a few times, y'all. Like, Shorty was late, right? But I realized in order to be well-rounded and great and reliable, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had to work on making sure I was on time. And that was probably the biggest thing, but I would say strategize, whatever it is that you want, strategize. For the company wise, study the company and see what is a good fit for you too. And then if you don't want to make that route, that's cool. You can stay in your mama house, but don't be playing video games.
There you go.
Stay in your mama house and figure out what it is that you're going to do to finish paying for your mama's house.
Yep. Adapt to your situation.
Adapt to your situation.
Yeah. And for me, I still believe that 9 to 5 is a myth, but you must go along with the myth just so you can get the funds on your own and fund your other stuff that you want to do. It is very important that it's okay to dislike your job, but just know you won't be there forever. And it is also okay to like your job and still not want to be there forever. Yeah. Entrepreneurship is not for everyone, first and foremost. But for those of us that it is for, get to work. Don't complain. Nobody wants to hear that.
Cares.
And then get with people that also see what you see. Like, don't be around people who are negative all the time, or like, you know, those people who are like, oh my God, it's Monday. Don't hang around those people because they're gonna taint your idea of everyday life. Like, Monday is just another day. The only reason why we call it Monday is because some of us, we get the weekend off and then we have to come in Monday. But some of us, we don't get that weekend off because we salaried. But anyway, you know, do what you need to do. Do what you need to do to stay on track. Write your steps down and accomplish it. Like, if you looking to save $500 for 1 month, do what you need to do to save that $500. Like, if you need to pick up a second job, do the second job. Like, if you need a teammate, find somebody that believes what you believe, a friendship, and make it happen. Whatever you're working toward, make it happen, because it's possible. We live in a we live in a country where we can readily move from career field to career field. We don't grow up in a school system where once you get your job, when you're done with school, that's it. That's all you're going to do for the rest of your life. So take advantage of that. Take advantage of the freedoms that we have accessible at our fingertips to learn from different resources. Take advantage of your ability to connect with people that you don't think that you would be able to connect with. And at the end of the day, either way, we're all learning. We're all making our way through it. And it's going to be a mess at first until you get your skills up. And after that, another different mess starts. So, just be okay with that.
True. That's right.
Your life going to be in shambles forever. And I'm just kidding, not forever, but, do what you got to do. And thank you so much for listening to our podcast. And we're looking for you to respond back to a lot of our questions we asked.
Yes.
Interact with us on
Interact with us.
We're going to start getting TikTok rolling and everything.
Yep, we're going to start having people come on the podcast. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you hit us up on all social media platforms at 30 and a mess. That's 30ANDAMESS. Don't forget to check us out on 30andamess.com because the website is just dope. Feel free to leave a comment, or if you guys actually even want to come on the show, definitely send us a note.
Yes, please.
Have a great week. Live life, love, and just be happy where you're at.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.